The Psy Gangster himself takes on Dooi in our next matchup of the night. Little scoff from you there, Daniel. Are you excited to see the man?
I would love to see just a VT having a drip off between you and psygib.
I think it'd be a good look. I'm tempted about hitting him up, seeing if he's interested in starting some sort of freestyle rap group. I think we'd be pretty good.
That would look so funny. I'm gonna start a funding project to get that.
Do a Kickstarter. I'll donate myself.
just to get your career going.
Just to get it started, please.
Diversify your portfolio.
You got to diversify your bonds. But we got to focus and rein it in terms of the game we've got here, Dan. Two delectable players that are absolutely delicious in terms of their Quake playstyle. One of them more flamboyant than the other when it comes to what he wears on camera, though. So, of course, we've got to give a little bit of love to him, right? psygib, the big man. I still physically don't understand how on earth he plays in his getup. I do think we need to invest some sort of research into how he plays under these conditions.
I have no idea. Like, I don't know what he sees. I just watch the reflection of the game in his glasses. So he's got some talent to pull it off, but he enjoys it. We enjoy it. The fans out there enjoy it. He's now a home name brand.
Oh hell yeah!
I do love his play, but he's such a stable and good player no matter what. And when we get back to LAN, he's got to pull it out and win a tournament like that.
Man, could you imagine the outroar, the ruckus, the upvotes on live stream fails if he was able to walk away with a tournament win dressed like that? It would be
Quake child game.
It would be a huge result, yeah. Yeah. Man. We'll have to wait and see if that day will ever come around, though. Of course, his opponent for tonight is going to be dooi, however. Another very exciting North American prospect that at times has some huge results, has grown an awful lot as a player as well, the longer he's been in the league, in my eyes, Dan.
He does, and he's someone that evolves so much. I think we've spoken about this before, but obviously he was born and bred in the days of round-based duel, so it kind of speaks for himself why he created and perfected the defensive style he did. But I think he quickly realized the limitations of that, and over the stages has begun to develop into what is actually quite one of the more aggressive players on his day. And so it's been fascinating to watch him do that, and he's very successful in doing it too.
No, he is. He's damn good at it, and hopefully he'll be able to keep it up. We'll see if he's handy with his steal and if he can earn his keep tonight. But let's move on to the regular part of the show, of course, having a look at the vetoes and seeing what exactly we've got on the spread today. A buffet of maps and champions, Dan.
We do indeed. Starting on Awoken again, we have the Strogan Pika, as we saw last game, but instead of a Doom, which was banned, we have a Ranger. So very similar pick in terms of the meta, offers a lot of the same utility, and is actually a good map for the Ranger. So it's a Dooi favourite as well. We know how good he is with the orb. Moving on to Molten Falls, Scale Bearer. Hands up for that, up against Ison. Now, Ison here has a little bit more of a role, obviously, with the turret, has a bit more utility, particularly in blocking that charge. So it'll be interesting to see if Dooi can pull that trick out of the bag. And it's obviously a psygib favourite Scale Bearer. I enjoy watching it. Really good on it. Likes to play at a fast tempo. So Dooi needs to try and meet that. And then Corrupted Keep, we got Visor against Galena. Obviously, Visor a little bit more unusual, but we're seeing it come out time and time again. And actually, I think I've seen it from psygib a few times himself on Corrupted Keep, and using the piercing sight quite effectively. So going to be a bit of a battle for the vial control, time vial control, because piercing sight is obviously incredibly valuable even on such a close map. But Galena is again a very standard pick on that map for the totem utility in close combat fights.
I like it. I'll tell you one person that would probably hate it, but he's not here, so we don't even have to think about him, Dan. We've got another game before our dad comes in and tells us off for supporting Scale Bearer all night.
He owes me some dollar, so it's fine. I'm waiting for him.
To be fair, I'm worried I'm going to get sued for using his likeness when I did his voice earlier. We'll have to find out.
I enjoyed that perfection. We're going to have to get you. We have to go cast challenges together, and you have to do it the whole stream.
Pretend I'm weak the entire time. Well, see, the issue is, actually, it was weak, Dan. I've rused you as well. I brought him in on a special basis just for that one match. I know.
I'm going to have to report you for COVID restrictions,
Please don't. There was 6 foot between us both, and I'm made of plexiglass.
Fair play.
I'm also made of excitement for this matchup, Dan, as it seems like we're starting to load into the first map. Awoken is coming up then. We're going to be kicking this one off. Again, I'm looking for this one to be a little bit more aggressive, quite flashy, all in all. This should be a fun North American bout. You've got two players that are very exciting to watch when they're just popping off and playing to their best. psygib never fails to entertain, just in terms of his personality as well. And dooi, of course, as you said, that slow transition into being more and more of an aggressive North American player. We get that coming out on a map like Awoken, where you're on Ranger. He can just run away with it and have a field day. This should be a fun start.
Yeah, they're two players that, on paper, very closely matched. They can both play quite aggressive play style, methodical, good skills. Should be a banger. Look at that drip though.
Hey, look at him. Headband on, glasses to block out the haters. He can't see any of you. Oh, but he can somewhat see his monitor, I'd imagine. You'd hope so anyway, as we are into the action here. 25 seconds into Awoken. Let's see where the play's going to come from. As the Pika's pulled out, it'll get no return on that investment. Instead, good moves. Sends himself flying with a rocket jump. Love to see that. Backpedal, back up towards the Mega. Gets the item and puts so much pressure onto dooi.
But dooi does get out, nice use the orb to get away. Great rail over by the Mega though, that forces dooi to retreat. And it's relentless pressure from psygib as he follows up with a treat of a rail. And he's catching caught dooi here out off the spawn, doesn't get the frag, 1 health, but he knows how low he is. They go for the hunt, use the speed, easy rail.
Saigon, give it to you. Ooh. God damn, he's not going to wait for you to get it on your own. He's really going to give it to you, Dan. Back-to-back rails. As dooi, taking heavy hits, forced to try and punish a Pika. Luckily, plucks it out of the air and stops it from getting any more damage off. But can he shut down psygib himself? Turns with a rocket, slays him where he stands. Ooh, that was a big direct as well. This could be a follow-up kill.
Big shots coming out from both sides here, but it is dooi that gets the item. Miss rail from psygib, feels like first of the game. Aggression coming out from dooi, he's not afraid, he's just got the blaster and machine gun to work with, but that's all he needs. And the tri-bolt! Just before the Mega, psygib can sweep that up, but dooi, he's just pressing W.
You see the difference here as well, right? We were talking about Cypher. This is kind of what we were saying, where we expected we'd see the use of the Pika as much as it's up, whenever it's off cooldown. But that's what we've seen from psygib, Dan. He's used it constantly and consistently had a good affair with it. The no-scopes as well that are coming out. The unzoomed rail gut shots, picking up 90s, finally misses one, and shows that he at least has the reflexes of a mere mortal, because he's looked like a god the entire time.
Dewey's actually outworked himself here, over-committing for the light, and
oof.
I mean, what a array of play. Dewey just running at psygib, I mean, kited around the map, eating rails to the chin, and for what? Daddy just eating him up.
My goodness. Taking rails to the chin, he's been left in the bin. And it's the day the bin men come down, so he needs to get himself out quickly. psygib, at least at this point, having pressure reapplied back onto him, down to 40 stack. He's got to try and wave his way out of there, skating off with his little inline skates, like he's down by Santana Row, having a bit of a field day. Obscure reference. Gets his way out of there. Tucks off.
He's got 70% rail. I mean, Dewey's made it relatively easy, to be fair. He's just kind of been running at him. Oh no, he's caught up the jump pad as well. This will be another frag, but he does get the rail. I'm sorry, the Mega just in time. Must have been on very minuscule amount of health just before that.
Four minutes in then. psygib, lucky to keep himself alive there. Was lucky that he was actually able to get far enough back that he couldn't fall to dooi. Still doing damage as well, inflicting a lot of pain. The predictive rockets are big. They're now in a mirror position when it comes to stack. He hits the rocket down! Oh, that's so close!
So close, and Dewey's fortunate comeback. He bounces into a rocket, and psygib does get the frag. He's relatively weak. Enough for Dewey to feel confident to keep pushing. I mean, nothing stopped him so far. psygib kind of on the ropes. Dewey's actually going to push him with the orb. Nice play there.
Only 4 frags between them though. And we're not quite at the 5-minute mark just yet, so there's time for this to build back up. psygib getting melted, but he's got to actually capitalize off the back of this frag. Dewey needs to take this one. Send him off to the graveyard. Shut him down. He doesn't know where he is. He's been able to tuck his way in the corridor. There's no chance for Dewey to set him up on a date with the coroner, and he's wasting time. As he backs off, he gives him breathing room, and psygib will stay alive here. 9 seconds until Mega is back up. Heavy now on the field once again as well. Dewey will get the Heavy, but he has to give up the Mega, it seems.
No, psygib is timed and skirts himself away, and all that pressure for the first 5 minutes, and it's only been 5 minutes, this game feels nearly over, has actually come to bear some fruit because Dewey now has full control and there's only 4 frags in it. So throwing his body at the wall has suddenly stuck, and he's in a good position.
Okay. Small misplay, but there's no capitalization. He spots him! It seemed like he was going to go right by him. Hide-and-seek world champion no more. Dethroned by Dewey, as he will get the kill. Fires off more rockets, chaining them together one by one, pinning him against the wall and finishing him with a fatality. 6 minutes have now gone by, and there's only 2 frags of difference. Dewey is getting himself back into the game.
Some good damage from psygib. Won himself the Mega, and now Dewey has to be a little bit careful. Still enough time before the Heavy for psygib to get there, but maybe he doesn't know the full timing as Dewey is down below, but doesn't actually pick it up. Oh no, that's painful. If he picked it up, it would have been worth it, but because he didn't, he's now in a lot of trouble. psygib, yes, he ate a rail, but he's still very healthy. No weaponry for Dewey, and he gives away another frag before a major item.
I hope psygib is wearing a bib as well with how gory he's making this one look as he's on his quest for glory, picking up frag after frag, leaving Dewey down in the dumps. It's not looking good for him as the Ranger is getting overrun. Tries to drop back down to the low ground as well. Sniped out by the rail. Miss on the bounce around the corner. There's the follow-up as well that doesn't quite hit. It could have been a kill. Even then, it still won't matter too much. psygib is leading by an awful lot. Almost half as many kills here, but they trade once again. Dewey leaving himself in the exact same position. Found the frag, but takes himself out in the same instance.
But psygib gets the spawn luck and actually spawns right on his deathbed. Picks up the item, picks up the weapons, and Dewey unfortunately loses out there and is at the point now where time is very much not in Dewey's favour and has to take even more risks than he's been doing if he wants to close this 6 frag differential, which looks like a mountain at this point in time.
Scary, scary stuff. psygib started this off perfectly. He's played it really nicely the whole way through. Dewey at a small moment there where it looked like he had got a good grasp on the game, but his grip is slipping. Oh, and he is sleeping with the fishes. Concrete shoes have been given to him there off the back of psygib's railgun. Fast flicks coming out and looking to try and keep this very aggressive tempo going. Dewey comes flying through the air like he's been flung out of some sort of trebuchet. But he's not going to get much for it. Instead, just dies. psygib ripping him to pieces, Dan. Keep it on, keep it on. Oh, look at the rails, man. Nice. It doesn't stop. He's like a train system.
I just love psypov when this happens. Absolutely no emotion. It's going to be on the front cover of GQ at this rate. He is just looking so hot.
FHM's top sexiest men. There's just 100 pages of psygib.
I would take a calendar of psygib.
Yeah, I would too. Let's see if we can get on that. That could be a partnership deal with Bethesda. Oh, hello. Wow. All right. Well, there you go. That's the cover for January sorted as he just frags psygib, just Dewey out of the air in a really quite aggressive way. 17-7. It's done. It's in the bag. It's game, set, and match. Seems like this first map is all but over in name value.
Yeah, I think like the more or less game has been dooi has no chill in terms of plus forward, but psygib has no chill in terms of execution. It's been fun to watch, but very odd strategically.
Well, you know what they say. You can't counter a strategy if you don't even know what you're doing. Just keep going. Just keep fighting. Plus forward, plus mouse 1. And the job is done. 18 to 7. He's absolutely popped off here. The rail flicks were just dirty. I think that's the biggest aspect. dooi wins out on the one-on-one knife fight. But that won't matter. That won't be remembered in the history books.
It will not. Comfortable victory for psygib. Fun to watch for us.
Yeah.
I think dooi knows what he did wrong, but he didn't actually adjust it, so maybe he was just having too much fun.
Potentially. That is the way the first map goes, though. Awoken picked up again. Strog and Pika getting a big W on Awoken tonight. It's the second time we've seen the result go in that manner. There is an awful lot more to go with this series, at least, though. So potentially things could turn around. Still good to see psygib coming out strong, though, Dan.
Yeah, definitely. He's fun to watch when he's on form, and he definitely was. And like we said, both these guys like to fight. dooi's definitely gone a complete 180 in his terms of strategy from a year ago when it was 0-1, 1-0 victories all round. But you have to meet in the middle, I think, because that for me was too much the other way.
Does psygib play on speakers?
He probably doesn't have sound. He's just jamming away.
She's got some really aggro metal on in the background.
Hey, he's just got some proper like grime or something. And just
maybe a bit of Skepta. Yeah.
They should definitely update this photo though. That's not the psygib we know and love.
Yeah, it's not. He needs the glasses on.
PGL, get it together.
Add in like a little Skepta photoshopped into the bottom right.
Just a boombox on his shoulder.
Man's never been in Awoken when it's in shutdown. Trust me, daddy. 18 to 8. Anyway, there you go. psygib, he's locked it down. I would like to ask at some point, because I am confused. I've just had the realization. I was looking at him and I was like, he has no sound. How is he playing?
Has he not got in-ears?
No, I didn't see him. I didn't see any cables, unless they're wireless, but then I didn't see him.
I mean, respect.
Maybe. If
what
you know how psygib plays,
what is this? What map is this from?
Hogwarts.
Is it?
No, obviously.
Today it's very pretty. It
is quite pretty. Although it does look a little bit like the Whomping Willow tree, doesn't it?
Does a little bit. It feels like it's just going to slap us if we say something bad.
You know, it would have been going to town on us all day, mate. So.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh. Wow, what a magical broadcast today has been. That's the first map, Dan. There is a second one coming. How do you think this is going to
go? More of the same. I think, well, I hope dooi reflects on what happened in that he needs to take his foot off the accelerator sometimes with aggression. And if he could do that, it'd obviously be a much more reflective and equal scoreline. But he had some great plays, some real creativity, particularly with the orb. It was just psygib was very good at kiting him and using the rail much more effectively and trading more efficiently. So all that aggression was for naught. There was like a mid-period where it looked like it was going to work. He'd thrown his body at him enough. He had control, and that would be that. He would just take the map away, but then psygib responded great with some amazing plays and damage of his own, and dooi then didn't take his foot off the accelerator. So I want to find a bit of balance in the playstyle.
I think what's interesting as well, of course, is now moving on to the second map. Entirely different in terms of what we've seen over the course of the day. We haven't had any Molten up until this point. It's our first Molten. We get something a bit more standard. We get the best champion in the game, Scalebearer Dan, going up against Eisen, of course.
I love it. You're spitting so many facts today, and we do indeed.
Big bars.
What shit in this man's hands? He's a beast at it, but dooi's also a scale specialist himself, so we'll have some tricks up his sleeve. We'll know what counters it, and Eisen is somebody that, on paper again, theoretically has a good counter with a little turret. But you got to do a lot more than that if you're going to stop him. And the turret comes out. I think he actually blocked the burst, so theory proven within the first 10 seconds.
Ooh, mate! He's nearly inhaled a rocket.
It doesn't actually look like psygib has ears either, so maybe that's why you can't see anything. Getting him really close to the screen.
Stop it! psygib, he might not have ears, but he certainly has a lot of aggression, and he uses it, Dan, by running over dooi, sprints into him, and absolutely kills him. 1 frag up, a minute in. Yep. You've really got to stop.
The power of the Scale Bearer is all there to see. A couple of good rushes off the spawn. He's pushing aggressively here as dooi is just a second too early. And that's all that matters against psygib.
Alright. Lots of damage done. Coming back in with the LG, it looks like he should actually be able to get himself another frag, which he will. So, a minute and 25 seconds into the game, he's got himself up by 3 kills, nearly sends him flying off the map, but instead takes him out in more of a... I'm sorry. It reminded me, you know the... Nice. It was just so accurate, Dan. Really quite well done. Really quite well done from psygib as well with the way he's playing this. An awful lot of damage established in the first minute. Stop laughing, Dan! As he's able to just continue on, ripping him to pieces with the rail. Shuts down dooi again. In such a huge lead here. This is huge. A hell of a way to start off a game of Molten. Normally far slower, but you put him on Scale Bearer and just let him blossom.
It's true though, the Scale Bearer unlocks this because he plays at such a high speed and the ball rush is coming out again. He's got it here if he needs it, which he does use. He actually bounced him off. It's not the best, and that's actually not a good weapon swap either, but he's so healthy, he nearly gets a frag. But to your point, Scale Bearer's good, and when you're got momentum, you can use the speed, you can just bully your opponent. Like that.
Man. He nearly went flying over the edge, but he was able to keep himself on the map. Lots of damage coming out from over one of them as well. Dan, please stop laughing. I can't. You're really making this hard for me to talk. Oh, this is really quite bad. 7-2. psygib, he's just having a field day, much like we are, with the way that he's running over dooi here, just completely pounding him and leaving him in the dirt. Dooi, it's going to be hard for you to get back into the game as well, of course. psygib this far ahead and a heavy champion, you're always going to have that starting stack. Wow, he's also got a lot of confidence when it comes to his rockets as well. That's a big 100 as he hits him straight in the face. Wait for the peak to come around. Good tag from dooi. But the response from psygib is to just go full aggro for the heavy. Gets it and gets out.
Yeah, absolute drive-by there with the ball rush, and dooi doesn't know what's hit him. It's already 7-2, only 3.5 minutes. He's actually going in for this as well. Not the play. Execution from psygib is poor though, for what feels like the first time this series, and dooi gets away, but once again, decision-making from dooi has been questionable. Nice, and the ball rush, but no, he got dodged by dooi. No turret needed there when you've got those quick feet, but he does drop into death. Big shotgun, and psygib has now got a healthy lead.
psygib is gibbing it.
He is indeed, and he's looking strong.
What are you? Oh, what even are you, Daniel? You're outrageous. You're a ridiculous human being. psygib's just running away with the course of the game, though. He's on a monstrous spree. He is unstoppable. Perfect dice rolls. If this was a game of D&D, he'd be hitting critical rolls over and over and over again. Whereas dooi, critical failures, it seems. Does go over the ledge. Had no idea he was there. Bounce up into there.
God.
Finds the rail. Ah, psygib. He really is a gangster, Dan.
I mean, that's the first emotion we've seen from him, and he was laughing at doii's fate and bouncing him into the moon. He's chilling. He's been just playing so well. I mean, as I say that, he walks around into a double rocket, but still, he's still been playing very well. It has been enabled by doii's aggression and kind of running into a healthy Scale Bearer. It's not the best strategy, but you got to hit your shots and you got to hit your rushes, and that's exactly what psygib's doing.
Overpowers him, run straights for him. Man, this is crazy. Oh, the Scale Bearer games have been big. Oh, clutch stuff as he barely gets that frag. Again, no reaction though.
None at all.
Straight back to stone face.
I don't know if he's chewing gum or tobacco. I just kept spitting out like the old baseball players in the 20s.
Maybe. It's got a little pot just off to the side of the desk. Yeah. God. He is spitting facts though, and the facts are that Scale Bearer unbeatable. That's the lesson we've learned from today.
He's making it look it. I think he's undefeated today. Rafa won with it, didn't he? Oh, nearly out direct, but I don't know why Dewey's even there. 15 seconds too early, my friend. He has to retreat back for the heavy, but then psygib's already in position, so... Oh, he's coming. He's coming. Even if he doesn't hit you, he chases you down, and... Oof, this is painful for Dewey.
Man. It's like going on a hike and startling some sort of big brown bear that just, you know, like gets up on its back legs and comes at you quite quickly. I don't know if bears can run fast, but I imagine they can.
I thought you were king of the animal facts.
Yeah, I know, but I've got a lack of knowledge on bears.
So he's like a hippopotamus then?
To be fair, hippos are very strong. Ooh, that was about as strong as a hippopotamus tooth down, straight through the body. Incredibly strong jaw. They can crush watermelons and skulls with the raw force they have. However, psygib's more akin to a hydraulic press as he flattens Dewey.
He does indeed. Oh, that's some clean LG and psygib coming at you. Dewey's just doing it for the fans now. Just do it for the boys.
Go on. Hey! Straight back in.
Face palm, there we go.
You know what it is? It's like when you're a kid and you see your mum like coming out of the kitchen, you hide round the corner and just go, hey! She just gets really scared.
I was an asshole.
Oh, come on.
I'm respectful.
Alright, just a bit of banter though, isn't it? I'm not saying you wait round the corner and then gauntlet her. That would be outrageous.
just casual drill to the back, mum.
Dewey with a gauntlet, just ruining everyone. Look at him, it's gauntlet warfare, Dan!
What is going on in this game? Oh, they're having too much fun. We're having too much fun. I think chat's probably having too much fun. I'm boiling.
Why? What, are you warm? What are you doing?
This game's making me hot.
I can't do it anymore. I've had enough. Where's DJ Wheat? And they're just using the gauntlet stand.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like really aggressive hide and seek.
It's like a scary movie. Popping out in a screen blast.
Man, God. Look at him. Dedicated gauntlet players here. The best of the best when it comes to gauntlet warfare. The tags go out. The mini chainsaw. It's another kill for Dewey.
We need to have a pummel tournament.
One of the best pummelers in the planet. This man's like a human wood chipper.
Sponsored by Black & Decker.
The lean, mean chopping machine. Look at him. Oh, he's turned him into puree.
Crying. Jack, help.
I can't. I really can't. 60 seconds. Here we go. 7 frags to find. Oh, he's cheating. He's come off the gauntlet, Dan. It's illegal.
I'm going to message in chat. That's not right.
No respect, no discipline, no honour there. Wow. Really quite offended. Either way, it looks like this game's in the bag. Back to weapons now. psygib putting the pressure back in. 19 to 12. It looks like this one's done. Molten Falls, a moment of madness, of carnage. And it seems like he's still going for the gauntlet. He's been done in again.
He's got more frags on the gauntlet this series than he's got with weapons. It's incredible.
Man.
Oh my god.
1,058 damage done with the gauntlet.
My days, he gave up. He couldn't handle the pressure of the scale bearer and just forfeited. Oof. Oh, we got to cut back to camera. I got to look presentable.
Right. Well, there you go.
Oh.
Molten Falls. More like Molten Fools. Banter. Gauntlet. I don't know. I can't really say anything about that one. I don't know what just happened. I feel like I feel like I'm in a coma. It wasn't real, was it? None of this was real. Was this a fever dream?
I don't know, but I look paler than I did earlier in the day.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's your hot flushes you've been going through.
Midlife crisis right here, but oh gosh, that was quite the game. Best
that
game
really
I've ever casted in the QPL.
That was probably the best game of Quake I've ever seen.
Maybe they could hear us and they just responded to our antics. Oh, he's got ears! He's got ears! It's alright, confirmed. Dan!
Oh, stop it now.
But he's using in-ears. Just to answer your
He does
question
have
earlier.
in-ears in. They're just very, very thin. All right.
I mean, the brief analysis of that game, because we only got about 4 minutes of the actual game before they gave up, was
Go on.
the scale bearer. I mean, Dooi once again didn't take his foot off the tempo. He wants to play at a fast pace, and he was met by a scale bearer, A, charging at him, and B, with more stack. And then psygib was just hitting some insane shots. So it was a recipe for disaster.
It was. Look at him giggling. Big giggles. Strong uptake for giggling.
He's having so much fun.
Hey, look.
Oh.
Sometimes you've got to remember it's about having fun.
You got to have fun.
If you don't have fun, what's the point?
Exactly. It's about enjoyment.
You got to remember that, people. It's a rule to live your life by. That's what we're about here at the Quake Pro League.
That's man.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Wow. Well, there's another map, Dan.
Oh God, is there?
Yeah, Corrupted Keep. Corrupted Keep. Visor versus Galena. That's the spread we've got for the end of the series. So, of course, no rails, but Gauntlet is still in the mix.
I imagine, I mean, I don't know anymore. This series has proved me wrong every turn. I imagine this should reset to some level of normality.
You'd hope.
As will we. And we should see, a bit more of a strategy coming out. If we don't, it'll be much more of the same. That's it.
All right. Cheers. Just in case your sentence wasn't over, you've got to really stop this now. This is ridiculous. It's getting out of hand, Dan.
You were just delaying, so...
Stop it. Stop it now. Third map. Here we go. Corrupted Keep. So, we're back in. We're going to keep things professional now for at least 5 minutes, maybe. We'll see where it'll go from here. Visor versus Galena. Standard stuff. Take the rail away, throw him back into the midst. psygib's been popping off, Dan. Throughout the whole series, he's been looking really clean, right? Obviously, he was looking fairly dominant. They're using gauntlets in the warm-up. It's a whole affair. I imagine, though, that you're right. We're going to get back into this fresh reset. psygib taken as a full 3-0. I think probably the biggest outcome we could see from this one now.
I mean, it's the most likely. And it looks like Dooi just wants to run it in once again. But that at least has some strategy to it, trying to catch him off the swarm without the rocket. psygib actually responding in kind, knowing he's got nothing to work with except a shotgun. But maybe a shotgun is all he needs, because psygib has to retreat himself. Aggressive, quick start. Should have expected it, really.
Sprinting his way out. Trying to create some space between the both of them. Oof. Bullet to the brain. psygib certainly feeling the pain off the back of that one. Dooi straight in as well with a shotty. Unloading. Slugs all over the place. It's like a back garden in England.
Not mine, I take care of it.
Well,
Nice.
slugs, I think slugs are good for some plants. They eat the like the nits or whatever they're called that sit on the plants. And, the plant nits, yeah. Mites, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, I can't handle
Not
it.
like hair nits.
2-0 up. Dooi taking a good lead. First lead of the series, actually, I think, if I remember rightly. And he's looking to go even more aggressive. Met at the rocket launcher by psygib. Good damage coming out, stop to the machine gun. I like that play backing up, and he will be able to get another frag. The question is, how much damage will he take in the process? The answer is a lot. He doesn't even get the frag.
Man. psygib gets himself that pick. Back in the game now. Waiting for the push as well. Sat on top of the mega like a mother hen, waiting for it to hatch, and it will. And it will bless him with some extra stack to work with. Tucked in behind the stone wall, good movement. Gets up on top, the 360 comes out. Mum, grab the camera as he hits the shot with the nail. 120 goes out, looking to lurch back in and deal a bit more damage. But he's still playing reserved. Doesn't go overly crazy into this one.
Nope, and we are slowing down just a little bit. As I say that, they have another big encounter over by the lightning gun. And we do have a slightly more reserved play in this game.
Oof. Yeah, a little bit different from what we had into the previous maps in the series, but It is now again hanging on a thread. Obviously, psygib's very low off the back of that engagement. Surprise was able to get a good amount of damage off on here onto dooi. Wow, that damage now really ramping up. Applying so much pressure, nearly buckles him. Off the back of the spawn, if he finds this kill, again we're at a 3-3 stance, and he'll be in a huge point to take control of the game. dooi, backpedaling, running away, and trying to at least create some distance.
Yep, 3-2, 3 minutes in. Relatively even and stacked. psygib got a bit of an advantage now. Going in a hyper-aggressive, eats a totem for his troubles as well. They're both going to stick around. But this machine gun encounter, I don't even think, do we hit anything?
Oof. Nail gun. Lighting up psygib there. Giving dooi the kill. So still, just one frag difference between the both of them. That's sort of been the spread we've had throughout the course of the game so far. 1 second until Heavy's up. psygib was playing for the timing on that. Rushes his way back over, looking to try and put pressure on. Good use of the rocket. It impacts straight onto dooi as he comes out. Places the totem to block psygib as he comes through the teleporter. He tanks it, but he still goes on swinging. Shotgun to the face. Blows him to bits. dooi is down and out, and psygib equalizes once again.
Yeah, this game is kind of keeping on the balance. If someone gets a couple of successive frags back to back and couples it up with a bit of control, suddenly it's going to spiral out of control, and whoa! Angry dooi, I would be too if he got flipped up into an air rocket. Lovely play from the big man. And will he do it again? Oh, so close. No emotion for his own greatness once again as he manages to get out of there relatively healthily as well. Got all the weapons, well, the right weapon in hand with the rocket. Still needs a lightning gun. Ooh, nice aggression from dooi as well to catch him off guard as he was going in. psygib doesn't give a damn.
Just content to fight. Content to try and break the walls down here, but he's so low. 40 stack. Needs to get out of there and back off on the re-peek. Bullet under the chin. Knocked off his feet. 5-5. Constantly hanging in the balance this game. It's back and forth like a metronome. No one's able to actually get themselves any sort of actual edge. There's a lot more left to go. We're only half of the halfway points. Drops down onto the Mega. dooi takes a lot of damage though. Pre-fires out with the nails, hoping that some of them would land, but psygib darts around. Grabs himself the rocket and runs, getting away. The chase game kicks in. dooi tracking him down. Awkward on the peak from either one of them. Not good with the connections. psygib at least coming away worse from where? Ooh. Little peek over the top of the stone wall. dooi, really in a good spot here. The rocket straight onto his face. 2 clean 30s. Couple of tags going out as well. Trying to take the peek from the window side. Has him trapped. Locked in place behind the statue. dooi, is this where he gets himself the 6th frag and again takes the lead? Running low on ammo. Had to dip back and grab himself some more rockets. Clean with the LG though. And there we go. Gets the kill. Bouncing his way around. Ooh, spots him out. Both of them responding kind with a reactionary rocket. 20 damage from that one, as it will just barely clip onto him. dooi, the fast adjustment there with the shotty. Good predictives as well. Landing those projectiles on the nails. Look how low psygib is. Straight into a totem. Oh, he's done for. There we go. dooi gets the pick. Oh, you're joking.
Nope. And yeah, I mean, this game is really much in his favor now because he's been busted wide open. He's got full control, a couple of frag buffer, and all the weapons to work with. psygib's really much on the ropes. Been caught off guard a few times over in the corner. And the pressure from dooi has begun to count.
Whoa! Bouncing him up constantly there, keeping him floating in air. And able to frag him out. Another kill going the way of dooi. 8-5. Coasting his way through this one. This is clean. This is really good. By far the tightest game we've had between the two of them. And provides a lot of opportunity for psygib to have to claw his way back in, or potentially for dooi to actually pick himself off the map and deny the additional points going the way of psygib. Take it as a 2-1 split on the series. Pepper spraying him once again. Oh, the rocket was nice. Now has him on his level, down on the low ground. Easy to try and do some damage with the LG. Switches off and instead favors the rocket. But the backfiring rocket's huge. Impacts onto psygib. Really big. Ruins his day.
Yeah, and that was such a critical push for psygib, and it failed as well. Momentum's fully gone, and that rocket direct as well. psygib's in a world of pain. He needs to push, he needs to get a frag, and a frag now, but dooi is not making it easy. Been so proficient on the defense, and now he's got himself a 3-frag lead. Might be all he needs to finish this map off.
Couple of tags there. Little bit here and there. psygib, talking of a little bit, he only has a little bit of time to work with. 60 seconds, to be precise, to actually find his way into the game. He's got to crack this one open like he's a human crowbar. And all doi's got to do is do his old style. Hide away, tuck into any nooks and crannies, any little crevices where he can waste time. psygib spots him, psygib gets the first. 2 kills to go down in 40 seconds.
Like an eagle, he just appeared. And now he has got a bit of an opportunity. He's caught dooi, big rocket as well. Can he finish it off? Oh, doi's still got a bit. He's rocketing around. But dooi is running and running well. And that could be it, as he's missed out now on the major item and the frag. If he got that, it would have gone to the wire.
Yeah, that was it. That was the opportunity, right? That frag right there, if he was able to catch him on the turn. You could see as well, he wanted to rocket jump around the second corner, pulled out the shotty. Man, could have been an entirely different outcome, but it does seem like this is now set in stone. The dooi will take the third map. We get a 2-1 split on the series. It all goes down to 1 kill, really. That could have been the difference.
It was so close, and yeah, apologies for 2 or 3 minutes in the middle. I somehow muted myself, but no one realized that. And yeah, it was a really, really good game. I mean, they managed to reset. They managed to play a much more proficient game between the two. It was still very aggressive, but more calculated aggression. And this time you can see when that strategy worked for dooi, he's able to command a lead and control the game. Problem is, on map 1 and 2, that same strategy was employed and psygib was up to the task, partially because he had a rail at his disposal, and so he could play a bit more of a +B game, hit some rails, and weaken dooi up. Obviously here, closer encounters, he wasn't able to do that, and eventually dooi was able to pull through. That was a really nice frag, though.
There was some sick kills in this one, actually. Some good moments. dooi there. Giving it a little bit. Quite animated. Both of them actually had a lot of good reactions throughout this one. We saw a lot of funny moments as well, right? Molten, in terms of just like comedic reactions, we saw so much life from the both of them. Normally people with quite stalwart faces.
Yeah, doi's obviously very emotive, and he brings that through into his gameplay as well. It's good that he doesn't then push that to the kind of negative side of emotion, where it almost leads you into the tilt territory. I think it's more of a positive emotion for him, and he's kind of one of those players where, like Kilson, you just need to get it out and calms you down. But I really enjoyed that series. I hope everyone else did, because it was so much fun. These two played some great games, so give them all a shout out, because I had a lot of fun.
No, it was really, really enjoyable. First map, utter carnage, some really crisp moments, some crazy plays from psygib, sick rails the whole way through. Second map, I don't even know what on earth went down. The gauntlet hour kicked off. It all went a bit ridiculous. That was fun. That was really quite enjoyable. And then, of course, we round it out with a nice game of Corrupted Keep. A little bit more standard.
A good, sensible game. But unfortunately, Jack, we do know how to, tuck in our shirts, polish our shoes, because Daddy's here. We got to be on our best behaviour.
Yeah, we do. He'll tell us off. He's quite strict.
He is.
We'll have to be careful because
It's been a
DJ
good
Wheat's
day.
in the building, of course, and he'll be joining us for the 2 featured fights. The last 2 Game of the Nights, of course, if you're unfamiliar, our featured fights, the important matchups. These are the ones where we're going to be bringing on some of the players to interview them after the games. And of course, DJ Wheat will be joining me and Dan as well to guide us through all of the action. So, some big highlights, some exciting stuff to finish off. Week 4 is about to go down. So don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss it. It's going to be tasty stuff when our dad gets here after the break.